Become a Patreon of Jeva today and receive a ton of perks including Discord roles, early access content, private support channels, code snippets, and more. Join today at patreon.com/JevaJS. Alright, what is up guys? My name is Zua from Jeva. Today we're going to be doing ped AI and manipulation with the peds. Pedestrians. We're going to be spawning in bodyguards or allies and enemies that will either fight with us or fight against us. We're going to make them do that kind of stuff with FiveM. So the link will be in the description below. That I'll put it in there if you guys want it. Like always. So I'm gonna start this off. With the folder or the resource name, which is called peds. I already made it. So yeah, I'm gonna open up VS Code now, and there we go. Oops, not mean to have that open. Okay, so now I'm sorry. Okay, I'm gonna do create a file called resource.lua. I have the little thing there. Yeah. Okay, resource.lua and then client underscore script, which is gonna be ped underscore c.lua. The C stands for client, good habit to get into. So I'm gonna do that, and let's get right into it. So I'm gonna do ped underscore c.lua, and now we are in here. So this resource, it's gonna be based around a command that'll spawn in a bunch of enemies and a bunch of allies with guns, and they'll have different models. So I'm gonna be creating a table called local teams is equal to we're gonna have one entry with the name equal to allies, and then the model will be equal to I found this model list. I'll put the models in the description below if I remember. But this is a model name which you can find on the docs.fivem.net. This is just going to be like a SWAT person. That's the model for the allies, which are bodyguards that'll protect us from hostiles. And then the weapon that we'll give them will be equal to weapon underscore carbine rifle. Did I spell that right? Okay, I did. Now the next team that we're gonna make is name is equal to enemies. There we go. And then the model we're gonna give for that is model I already chose. It's just like it looks like a robber kind of guy, and the weapon we'll give them is equal to weapon underscore assault rifle. Make sure I spell that right. Okay, now that I put name, I meant to say name. It's a good thing I caught that. Okay, now what we want to do is we're gonna make these people have I want to make these two strings, these enemies and allies, I want them to be a new kind of relationship. I want to add a relationship. So I've never really done for loops before. In Lua, I've never really shown anyone how to do it, so let's do it. So for I is equal to 1 hash teams, which this hash teams means the amount of entries in teams. So this is for I is equal to 1. This is like where it starts. So for the number of entries in the team's array or table, which is 2, and we want it to increment by 1, and then for the amount of that, we're going to want to do and then end the for loop. So now I want to do add relationship group. There's not supposed to be a capital S. It's supposed to be like that, and then group will be teams of I dot name. So let's say the for loop gets to the first entry, it'll be like a team of 1. We're gonna add team of 1, which is this entry, the first one dot name, which is allies. So it's gonna add, that'll pretty much just be like allies, like for both of them. So it'll do allies and then it'll do enemies. But this is just this will just like loop it through, so just so you don't have to manually do it and you could change it whenever you want, just for that like versatility, I guess. Now what I want to do is I'm going to create a variable called local j is equal to nil. We're just going to give it a value, or we're not going to give it a value right now. We'll set that value later. So I'm going to do register command war, and then function, and then source comma args. Then I'm gonna end it. And now what I want to do in here is I'm gonna do local total people is equal to number of args 1. So when we do like I'll make this below it. If we do /war 20 people, so I want 20 people. This number right here, this is the first argument. It'll be outputted as a string, and this 2 numbers is just gonna make it into a. It'll just make it output 20 as an integer, which is what we want. Which is why we have that 2 number, because we're gonna be using that. So I'm going to set j equal to math.random. Math.random is just a way of getting random numbers. So I'm going to get a random number from 1 to the number of entries in teams. We're doing this because we're going to make this /war. It's going to spawn in a random amount of each player's a random amount of peds in whatever teams are selected. So let's say like we spawn in 20 people. It could be like it'll be around like 10 and 10, just randomly selected. So yeah, this is just kind of like a lazy way of spawning in, or to alternate between which enemy or ally. That's just how I'm gonna alternate it. So now what I want to do is what I want to do now is local ped is equal to get hash hash key of. I actually forgot to do something here. Okay. Yeah. Hold on. I forgot to do what we want to do now is we're gonna do another for loop, because we're gonna do this for the amount of people we're gonna spawn. So I'm gonna do for I is equal to I is equal to 1 comma total people. So we're gonna loop the amount of times someone, how many people you want, so it'll loop through it 20 times, and then we're going to want to increment it by 1. I'm going to do, and then I want to end this loop right here. Now we're going to want to copy this in here, just like that. So the ped will be get hash key teams of j dot model, just like that. So it'll alternate between either 1, which is the first entry, 1 dot model, so it'll select this one, and then it'll just select that model. Now you have to preload the model for whenever you like spawn in a model. So we have to do request model, which is ped, and then we have to do a while not has model loaded, and then we have to do ped, and while it's not loaded we have to do and then end. Then in here we have to do citizen dot wait, or 1, actually that's what I wrote, I don't know why. Then here we want to spawn it near the source, or whoever did this, or whoever did the command. So I want to do local x comma y comma z is equal to table to unpack. We're going to be unpacking the table that gets outputted from get entity chords, and then we're going to want to get the player, get player ped -1. So yeah, that's pretty much what that will do. That'll get this native right here, the get entity chords. It'll output it as a table, and then we want to unpack that table and assign it to x, y, and z. So we're now gonna create a new ped, which is whatever the model name it'll be as it's selected randomly. So I'm gonna do new ped is equal to create ped. This is where stuff kind of gets little. This will be kind of long now. This native, what's it called? We do either 4 or 5. Hold on, let me get the docs right here from the natives. So as you can see right here, ped type, we have to select an integer. So you can see the ped type, which is where we're gonna do either 1, 2. I don't remember what I wrote, but I said 4 only works for male peds and 5 works for female peds. I don't remember where I got that from, but we're only using male peds. So I'm going to do 4, which is the ped type. You can find the ped types right here if you want to change it, something like that. I don't care. That's your choice. But now after that, I'm going to do the next parameter is ped, which is going to be the ped model, if I'm correct. Yes, the model that we randomly got from the table as it's randomly chosen. And the next one we're going to want to do is we want to make the next parameter is the source, so it'll be the x, y, and z. So I don't want it to spawn it all right next to me. I want to space it out. So what I want to do is I'm going to do a really janky way. So I'm going to do x plus, which we're getting this x from, remember when we did x, y, and z. I'm going to add it. I'm going to do math.random. Keep clicking on that. Oops. I'm going to do total people, comma, or the negative value of total people, and then the positive value, a random number of that, so it'll be spread out, and comma, I'm going to do the same thing for y plus math.random, the negative amount of total people, comma, the positive amount of total people. This is a really weird way of, spreading out people, but this is just one way that I've made it kind of simple. It kind of makes makes me in the middle of it, and it spreads it out just fine. And then the last coordinate we need is z, of course, and the heading actually, which is, I'm gonna make it 0.0, make that a comma too. 0.0 is the heading, so it'll be facing north. I mean, you could change that if you want. You can take the other the peds facing too if you want. It doesn't really matter. I'm just gonna make that, and then I want to do false, comma, true. And the last one, if I remember correctly, the last parameter is, or one of them is network boolean. I made it false because this is a client script, and you can do that if you know how to do that. I don't know how to network the peds or what even that means, but yes. Now what I want to do is we can set this ped to have certain attributes or combat attributes. I'm going to make the ped be able to take cover. Then I'll show you how we do that. So I'm going to do set ped combat attributes. Let me see if I spell that right. Okay, I did, and this is going to require the parameter of the ped that we created, which is this ped right here, new ped, that variable, 0 comma or 0 true, and this 0 right here, there are a lot of types. Let me show you actually right here. You can see that there are ped types or ped combat types. So you can see 0, which is the one we set, will allow you to use cover. You can make one be able to use vehicles. You can do whatever you want. I'm gonna do this for 5 also. And then also, I don't know if I mentioned the last part. Just means if you allow it to do that action or not. So this will allow it to do be able to use cover, or to take cover rather. And then 5 can fight when the pet is not armed. I'll just write that so it can punch you. And then the last one that I want to set is a new ped, comma 46 was it? True. 46 is always fight, and I want it to do that. And we also want it to have flee attributes, so it can flee the scene if it doesn't want to, or if so I'm gonna do 0, 0, true, but it'll probably get overruled by another one. I've seen this work before, so I'm just gonna add it in here. Whereas 46, or no, flee attributes. 0 means I didn't even put the native down for here. I can just copy it right here. As you can see, right here it has something to do with the vehicles to flee. But yeah, if you want that on there, I just put it in there because I think I've seen it work before. So now what we want to do is we're going to be using this teams that we've added, this relationship groups. So we're going to make it either be an ally with me or be an enemy against me. And let's do that right now. So what we're going to want to do is do set ped relationship group hash, like that, and then new ped. Let me see if I spell that right. Hopefully I did. Okay, I did. And new ped, and then we have to get the hash key of the teams of j dot name, and so this will set the new ped as whatever we get dot name right here. If you remember, when we do j, it'll randomly make that once we each loop it goes through, it'll set this person as this number will be set as either the j number. It'll be either like this or this. It's kind of hard to explain, but this model will be like the same thing as the name. Like the team will be the same thing. It won't if it like selects like this model right here, even before it's selected, it'll be the same thing. It'll be enemies. It won't matter. This for loop will only go through once, and then it'll go through the next loop. It'll just keep going for how many total people we spawn. Like it'll do it randomly. I think I did a bad job explaining that, but hopefully you understand. So now what I'm gonna want to do now is relationship between groups. Is 5, comma. I want to make the first 2 groups. This is okay. So for the 5, this native right here, this 5 means they hate each other. So I'm gonna make these first 2 groups hate each other. So I'm gonna do get hash key of teams. I could probably make this into a variable, but I didn't. So yeah, I'm gonna do get teams of the first team hate each other, and then both the first and second team hate each other. That's what I'm trying to do here, which is 1 and 2. So 5 means hate, 0 means companion. I will show you the in the comment for this video. In the code, you can see that the relationship types are right here. Companion is 0, and then 5 is hate. So just like that. And now we've made them hate each other. The first two teams hate each other. Now what I want to do is if teams of J dot name is equal to allies. Let me scroll this down. So if it's equal to allies, if when we loop through it and it's equal to allies, this model.name, if we get this selection right here, then we want to make this allies be actually allied with us. So I'm gonna do set relationship between groups, which is 0. I want them to be a companion, which makes us like us. I'm gonna make it get hash key, which is teams of J dot name, comma. Then I want to do get hash key, and then I want to make it with the player. I want them to be a companion with the player, which is a group. You can see that there are already groups here. Where's player? Right here, default relationship groups. Now, when we did this add relationship group, these are the default ones that come with GTA 5. Now, when we added our own ones, it'll be kind of custom. It'll just be like that. And yeah, that's pretty much that. Instead of like adding it to a different group, you can add your own ones, which is what I'm trying to get at. Now I'm gonna want to you can also wait, hold on, I want to set, I don't know why I did this, but I'm gonna set ped accuracy. Did I spell that right? I did. I don't know why I don't just check. New ped 100. So I'm gonna make it have, I'm gonna make the allies have perfect accuracy, just to show you that this ped accuracy thing will work. So yeah, and I don't want to end it. I don't want to end this. I'm going to have an else, and then I want to end it. So if it's not equal to allies, if the J right here, if it's randomly selected, like let's say number 2, the second entry in our table, which is enemies, I want it to hate us. So I'm going to do set relationship between groups 5, and I want to get hash key of teams of J dot name, comma. I want it to hate the player, so it'll be 5, and then hash key of the player. So it'll hate us. If it's not allies, and if it's like enemies, it'll hate us, since we only have 2 entries in this table right here. So now I'm gonna make the all these peds. I'm just gonna make them do an emote, I guess, which is what we've done before. The native for that is task start scenario in place, which is new ped, comma world, or actually, yeah, the one that I'm gonna use, the emote or whatever you want to call it, the scenario, I'm gonna do human world underscore human underscore smoking. So I'm gonna make it smoke like a cigarette, and 0 comma true. I don't really remember what these other ones are, what these other parameters are, but if you've seen our emotes video, there are a ton of other kinds. I'll link that below if I remember, or you can just search up our emote video if you want. Now I want to give the now we added a weapon to give it to give whatever team has different kind of weapons. So now I want to give the peds that get spawned in a weapon. So I'm going to do give, or a specific weapon that we already selected. So I'm going to do give weapon to ped, and this will be new ped, comma get hash key of teams of J dot name, or I don't know, wait, no, that's not what I meant. Or yeah, no, I was right. Team dot weapon, actually. And then the second parameter is gonna be the amount of ammo it is. So I'm just gonna give him 2,000. Just why not? And then true. This parameter makes sure the weapon is hidden or not, like hidden. And then the next one is just false. and then I want to give the ped some armor, so I'm going to do set ped armor, like that, new ped, comma, 100, and I want to do set ped max health, and then I do new ped, comma, 100, so I just give it a max health of 100, just like that. Now, that's pretty much it. I think I forgot. No, I didn't. This is just a random space. I might have misspelled something. I'll show you how this command works in game, and yeah, I'll be right back. Okay, so I'm in the server now, and I'm gonna do /war. I'm gonna do 10 people, so it'll be 10 random people. Oh, I'm gonna die. As you can see, they'll start killing each other, and it is at random. The script picked it at random how many people are spawned in, and it looks like the allies have won, which is the SWAT team. And as you can see, these are the bad guys right here that are wearing like the jackets and stuff. So these guys are my allies. As you can see, once the shooting has stopped, they're just doing the default emote. If I were to kill this guy right here, they will not care at all. Yeah, these two will not care at all. And you can see once the police come, they will start once they start shooting me, even though, like, you can see on the map that these guys right here are police officers, just because they're model, I'm guessing, but they will not kill me. They will be my companion. And once these police officers start shooting, you will see that these guys will start fighting for me. So I'm gonna do /war 50. Oh, I just died instantly. So this spawned 50 people, and I just want to show you that these guys, the SWAT will most likely win because I gave them 100% accuracy. So hold on, these guys, they're still dying. They're about to die. Oops, I'm about to die. Okay, so you can see that once the police come, hold on, we'll wait for the police to come. I'll show you once they come in here, and you can see the map. You know, they're obviously police officers, so they will probably have that, which I'm guessing is just because of the model. But they will not care if I were to kill, you know, the teammates off. So I'll show you once the police come here. Okay, so as you can see, a police car just pulled up. They're gonna start shooting, and they just shot. There we go. Now they just shot me. So these guys will start shooting them. As you can see, their accuracy is really good. And now they're gonna shoot the helicopter because that just shot at me, and they're getting shot at. These guys will slowly start to die, and I'm about to die. Yep, there we go. I died. Yeah, they all despawned because it's just FiveM, I guess, after I died. But these aren't my companions, and they, like I said, they don't care if I kill them because they're companions with me. And you can see that, like, the crosshair goes like dark, so I guess you can see. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the video. There's actually so much more to ped AI and this kind of stuff. Like, you can make these guys drive off with you, and you can make these guys walk to a certain area or drive to a certain area. And this video is long enough, so I'll make sure, if you guys want a second, video, second part to this kind of ped manipulation kind of deal, where we have bodyguards and enemies, make sure to let me know in the comments below. Thank you for watching, and I'm gonna give 100. There we go. They're all spread out, and they will start shooting each other. This is why I called it /war, or the command is war. So thank you guys for watching once again. Become a patron, and yeah, thank you guys for watching.